not like this long, I'm falling off of a cliff, man, I totally messed up type of mistake. It's just like, if it was a baby step forward, it's going to be a baby step backwards. That's a great way. I had to reframe that in my head. Welcome back to the channel, fam. I am very excited to have you folks here, week 2 of March, and I am about to talk to you folks about something that I've been getting a lot of feedback from, and personally I've been dealing with myself. What is it? Ruts. Ruts. Let's talk about it. I've been getting a lot of DMs and I've been getting some emails even and some texts from some people who have followed me who have asked me about getting out of ruts. How do I get out of ruts? Do I even have ruts? Oh, Shan, I know you have a lot of productivity and you do a lot of things. So do you even know what this is about? Let me tell you right in here. I know what this is about. I know the story of ruts, what they feel like, how helpless you feel in them, and I want to give you some strategies to get out of them and be able to think about the bigger picture. And I would say that is my secret number one. Secret number one for Shan and how to get out of ruts is think about the bigger picture, right? Sit with yourself and ponder the bigger picture of your life, right? Where you want to be, where you are, where you used to be, and just kind of take stock of where things sit. Because what you will likely realize is, damn, I've come pretty far. Or, wow, I don't have much further to go. Or, you know what? I'm actually in a pretty good spot. You see, our brains have this tendency to really mess us up. That's the best way for me to say it. Really mess us up, really make us think things that aren't there. Like, it really plays tricks on us in a lot of ways. And there's a lot of reasons for that, but that's its own video. Well, what I found is in ruts, it really is just kind of like taking the bull by its horns is really the most effective thing. But before I do that, I really have to stop and take stock about where I am. So taking a little moment to see where you've been, where you are, where you want to go, and kind of give yourself a measurement on really how much more there is to do. And sometimes it's a whole long road. You know what? That's okay. That is the whole point of life, right? It's a long journey. You're every time you get to the next guidepost, you get to the next exit, you still got to go. You still got more driving to do. You still got more journey to have. So I don't want you to think of life as this whole series of like stop and go, stop and goes. It's one long journey with just like markers along the way. And so first thing I wanted to talk about on top of the big picture right after that, when you're trying to get out of a rut, is really just kind of self-care. What are some of the things that you do for yourself that really help you to get out of a rut? One of the best things that I've learned to get out of a rut is very simple. 2 words. Do something. All right, do something. Sometimes for me, it's like getting out of bed and brushing my teeth. Sometimes if I've been Netflixing all day or if I've been like on the phone all day and I realize like 2 hours have gone by and I'm like, oh my God, what have I done? I look around, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go clean the kitchen. I'm going to go, there's a few dishes in the sink. I'm going to put those away, right? I'm going to look in the refrigerator, see if there's something I can pull out for dinner, right? I'm going to do something, right? Take a walk, straighten up the shoes at your front door, right? Just something. It's just that movement and giving yourself action to take is what really helps to start the ball rolling of the rut, right? Some of us feel like we need to be motivated. Some of us feel like we needed to be inspired, right? In order to take action. But those things are not something where, you know, like I'm motivated, now I take action. I'm inspired, now I take action. Not to say that it has to happen in that line, right? In order to take action, you don't have to be inspired. I mean, think about waking up and using the bathroom, right? Every single morning, right? Are we inspired in order for us to go and sit on the toilet every single morning or whenever it is that we do our business, right? No. Well, maybe we are. Maybe we're inspired by that pain in our stomach, right? Or that feeling like, hey, here it's coming, right? Sorry, didn't mean to get TMI on you with you folks for that. But, you know, all I'm saying is action does not require motivation. It does not require inspiration, right? It's not something linear with where A has to happen for B to happen for C to happen. It's kind of a circle, right? It's a circle where they all kind of intermittently fit with each other. And sometimes action needs to be taken before you're motivated, right? Maybe you need to write an essay. You open up your computer, you're like, I'm just going to tell myself write for 30 seconds, right? I'm going to write for 30 seconds. And this is something I've done because, you know, writing my book, there was a lot of times when I took inspired action, and there was a lot of times where I'm like, what do I write next? Right? So it was a quick opening of my laptop and telling myself, type for 30 seconds, Shan. Just get 30 seconds worth of a couple of sentences out. And once I would do that action that I took inspired me to write more. It motivated me to think about what the next chapter would be. So that is another thing I want you to remember in your head, is that action, inspiration, motivation, they are not linear. They are basically a circle that always feed into each other. So remember that, and especially when you're in a rut, the best one to get at is action. All right, take action. Clean your house, go for a drive, change your clothes. These are the small little things that you're doing. Ask the questions. And that is how you can start, getting the ball rolling on starting to pull yourself out of the rut. Number 3, remember, it takes time. It is not going to be like I'm in a rut for the last 2 weeks and all of a sudden I'm going to get up this morning and, I'm going to do things and be out of my rut. Who's to say that you don't? Maybe you can do that, but that's not sustainable, right? You want to do something that's sustainable. And that's why my next little bit of information is to take baby steps. Take baby steps. I'm not sure if you folks remember that crazy movie. I think it's like from the early 90s or late 80s. It's called What About Bob, with Bill Murray in it and Richard Dreyfuss. And Bill Murray is just this kind of crazy OCD guy, and he has to see his therapist every day in order for him to get through the day, right? And so his therapist, Richard Dreyfuss, writes this book called Baby Steps. And Bob reads this book, and it's like, it's the concept is, I take baby steps, right? And for him, who has a very hard time, he has to literally baby step himself through his life. Okay, baby step out of the chair, baby step myself to the front door, baby step myself down the stairs. Oh, baby steps, opening the front door. That is literally, it was really kind of an extreme version of what the baby step concept is. But the baby step concept is a thing that works. And I want you folks to think about it in this way. The reason why baby steps are great, especially when trying to get yourself out of a rut, is that they really help in the fact that it's just small steps that you're taking up, right? It's little things. It's not big, long passes in order for you to get to the next step. They're small, little, tiny, achievable things for you to do. But here is the back end benefit of baby steps. It's when you fail, when they don't work out, it's a small fall as well. It's not like this long, I'm falling off of a cliff, man, I totally messed up type of mistake. It's just like, if it was a baby step forward, it's going to be a baby step backwards. That's a great way. I had to reframe that in my head. And that mind frame, that reframe that I had in my mind has completely changed the way that I look at ruts. Like, I realize now a lot earlier when I'm in a rut versus before, right? Sometimes weeks would go by and I'd be like, oh, wow, I haven't, I've seen probably 10 seasons of Survivor in this last 2 weeks. And I haven't filmed any videos in the last 2 weeks, right? I can see them. But now, sometimes in the same day, maybe at the most 2 or 3 days, I'm immediately recognizing these ruts, which is great because it allows me to take corrective action a lot faster. But it just means that I've had this growth. I've had this breakthrough in my life to where I can see these things happening and I can catch them faster. I can correct them faster. And that's really the idea of ruts. Know that you're going to get into one. I want you to not worry about like, oh my God, I'm in a rut. I'm such a bad person, blah, blah, blah. I'm not invalidating your feelings right now. What I'm saying is that like, these are the little rabbit holes that we jump down into and we just spin ourselves out of control. Realize that the human nature is that we do ebb and flow. Our emotions go up and down. Things happen in our life. And so it is important to understand that we will have ruts. All right, remember that. We will have ruts. It's always just great to learn strategies to help yourself get out of it and accept it for what it is. Be like, okay, I was in a rut for this last couple of days. Let's do something. Let's take action, right, in order to move to the next step. So I hope a few of these tips were able to help you folks in starting to understand more about the ruts. I will tell you this, my Audacity Academy, this is what I do every single day, right? I teach my students who come to my academy all these different ways in dealing with all these different things and juggle all these spinning plates that are happening in their life, and really helping them to look at their life and their relationships and their parenting, like all these different things that are happening in their life, and how can we take these ruts or the successes and really put them into a place in our life where we are always continually moving forward towards the goal that we want. I know for me, you folks know this already, my goal is right now having more inner peace. And so I do things to stack the odds, in my favor, so that I have more peace. And I help my students to do that all the time. And my wait list is open right now. I'll drop the link to the wait list down below if you want to get onto the wait list. I'll be opening up my sessions probably sometime in April. Because I have some family things going on that I really need to take care of in order to start the academy. So I want to make sure that stuff is wrapped up before we do that. So the dates are pending, but the wait list is definitely open. My current students are just about to graduate in a couple of weeks. So I'm very excited to see them move on and take all of these techniques that I slowly kind of drip feed to each of you folks in my YouTube videos. They've been getting a wonderful just feed of them over the last 12 weeks to really improve their lives. And it's been an awesome journey for me to be a part of, and journey for me to just witness. It's been awesome. So if you want more of these things that are really directly working with Shannon, that are really going to help you to do these things for your life, for your career, for parenting, for your relationships, check out the academy, get on the wait list with the link below. So, alrighty guys, for next week, I will see you then. And until I see you on the other side, keep evolving. Have a great week, fam. Bye.